We have to talk about Perodua.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you. No way, Perodua.
You don't believe in our national.
No lah, we don't even have the supply chain to make the freaking AC motor lah.
Yeah, well, he admitted that, the CEO. He had a Q&A. I mean, I have to salute Perodua.
Yeah.
Because
The answer.
they were the only one there where they actually half of their presentation, because you have to buy the time, during your press preview. Everybody gets like 20 minutes. They like extended to like 40 minutes. 20-minute presentation, 20 minutes Q&A.
Oh wow.
And they took answers, the questions from the press and all that. And they answered very honestly. They said first batch definitely going to be fully imported. The batteries from China. They said
from
no,
China.
Yeah. They said no involvement from Daihatsu. Which means also no involvement from Toyota.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Because these are both shareholders in that company.
They said they have an external partner. They don't want to reveal yet who the external partner is.
It's Cattle, isn't it?
They said CATL will be their battery partner, but
because they're building a factory here for CATL.
They are.
Yeah, I saw a memorandum they signed with CATL. Right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you sign that, it's going to be CATL.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you partner with CATL, then go and buy a platform from BYD.
But who is the actual technical partner for the drive motor, the platform, everything?
I tell you, it's CATL. I suspect. You know
they
why?
themselves can do
because CATL make skateboard chassis, what?
And they got the whole Choco battery thing where it's like battery swap.
But I don't think we are not getting it.
Yeah, we're not getting that.
We're not getting that. So I went and searched out the CATL skateboard. I found a few pictures, but none of them look exactly the same. So I'm like, who was this?
Apparently there's some Austrian consultancy also. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe they're actually building everything from the ground up. I doubt it. I really doubt it.
Now, first of all, they can't build the battery, that's for sure. Secondly, I don't think we have the production line to build the AC motor.
No, we don't.
So it has to be bought,
Yeah.
So instead of buying separately, like Rafale jets from France, S-400 from Russia, why don't you buy a whole system that is already there? Then you put on your...
That's the business logical viewpoint, but I don't know, it feels like they're earnestly trying to learn how to do this overnight, in 1 year, to produce their own...
Because technically I was buying some parts for my Soarer, and I was going through the parts catalogue of a Soarer. I'm telling you, ICE car cannot survive one in the future, because the inventory list is fucking crazy. The indexes for the amount of item that you have to keep stock of to support for at least 10 years.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But the car companies have mastered it already for petrol.
Yeah. But then come here, EV guy, and say, F you off. My inventory list is 1/5 of yours. And I realized, man, these companies will all die on because the cost is so much low. When battery costs drop, they all die. You know, the diagram I show you later. Like, wow, the amount of parts is crazy, man.
Yeah.
So EV has a lot less, which means it's not too hard for Perodua to do it, because after all they have so many chassis sitting around. It's just getting that battery to that location.
Yeah. And then the software side.
I don't think they can ride it. They don't have the ability to ride it. The architecture, even if they can make it, who's going to assemble for you the entire pack into the floor and the chassis?
Apparently they're building a factory just for the EV assembly.
And that's Cattle, right?
No, for assembly of the EV. The battery one is separate.
Battery one is separate.
Yeah. So, if I'm not mistaken, it could be wrong. But they did say for the EV assembly, there will be another factory.
Okay.
And here's the thing that I thought was quite interesting. They are trying to work out a model where the cost, the resale value of the car is separate from the value of the battery.
Because they are leasing the battery.
No, it's not necessary. You can buy the battery outright.
Okay. I mean, outright you buy the whole thing.
So let's say you buy the car for
80,000 with the battery.
Without the battery. Let's say I don't know what the pricing is, but let's say it's 80,000 without the battery. And then it's another...
Proton will be smirking like this.
okay, let's give that the benefit of the doubt. Let's say it's 60,000 without the battery. Okay? 60,000 without the battery, and the battery is 20,000. If you want to fork out 80,000, you can package it as a loan, and then you get the 8-year warranty. If the battery dies in 8 years, you get a free swap.
Okay.
And the swap only apparently takes 30 minutes in certain authorized dealerships.
Okay.
But it's up to you lah. So after 5-6 years, let's say you want to sell the car, your entire car is one value and the battery is another value.
Okay.
So if your battery is in a good state of health, then you can sell it for one price that is still okay lah.
Okay.
Whereas if you want to lease the battery from Perodua, then let's say you buy the car with a car loan, 60k, and then your monthly leasing is, they said they want
200 ringgit.
200-300 ringgit. They want to match how much it costs to service and buy petrol for your regular Perodua customer. So that would be about 300 to 500 ringgit lah, I would say.
It's an interesting concept. I think there is a lot of things to work out.
Yeah.
It's possible, but if you're able to reduce the cost of the car, then the price of the car and the maintenance and upkeep of the battery is a separate thing. You calculate them separately.
Yeah. And I mean, we know Perodua can make a car at 23,000.
They may not be able to anymore, especially with a car with this.
Yeah. So
because this is 10,000.
Let's say they can make this car for 50,000. Double,
40-50 lah. 40-50. They can sell it for 60.
Yeah. So then you already got your MyV buyers.
Yeah.
And then you pay a subscription, which would have been your cost of fueling up and maintaining the car.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty interesting
That's
model.
possible, but here's the thing: can a person, which is in that operate in the intellectual level? No, I mean can, but I think initially might be a bit hard. They have to live it.
Yeah.
Then only they say, oh yeah, actually I pay less. Oh.
Yeah.
Because you try to tell the average Axia buyer a new thing. Mana boleh. It's not going to work lah.
Yeah.
But it may work, providing the price. It cannot be 80. He said 80 right, last time.
Last time it was a completely different car. Every time there's a new prototype, everything changes.
Is it?
This prototype now is a crossover, man. It used to be a hatchback.
I know. Anyway,
it was a hatchback.
So he was saying 80. Yeah. 80 without a battery pack is not going to work. Because a Xingyuan, I'm sure, can be 90 or 80 plus.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get a TQ Wuling for 70,000.
Wuling small lah.
Okay. But
Xingyuan is proper war. Xingyuan is...
I don't know what's a Xingyuan.
A must set 5.
Oh, a must 5. Let's say, if a must 5 is 80 plus 70.
90 lah. Let's say 90 lah. 88 lah. You cannot sell yours for 80 without battery.
Yeah, that's like a joke already.
Yeah, it's a joke already. So, interesting lah. Yeah. Let's see. I wish them the best. I looked at the car. It looks decent, isn't it?
It looks funky.
It looks.
You sat inside.
I said inside. Yeah. It doesn't feel like a Daihatsu, man.
The only thing that looks Daihatsu is the PR.
I was inside. I touched the dashboard. I was like, hey.
Yeah, it's like, why is your dashboard wrapped in leather?
Why
is supposed to be hard plastic?
Why is your dashboard nice? You're not supposed to be nice, you know. I was sitting there, but they didn't close the door lah.
No,
there was no door.
Yeah.
So I can't tell whether it's actually very tight lah.
It is. It felt a bit tight. It felt my size.
Oh, okay. It's actually very close to my V in width lah. But you see, that's the thing about EV, right? Interior space actually generate bigger one.
But in practical sense, it's usually not. Like the floor is usually a bit high.
It's a bit higher because your battery is there But you don't have engine compartment, so you know, airy. The entire interior is very airy. So we shall see how they do the whole thing. But they are definitely going down this direction.
Yeah.
I don't think the chassis. I don't think the body is taken from any car.
No.
It's entirely their own.
Yeah. Interestingly, I think Theophilus rendered the car.
Exactly.
It looked a bit like an Alfa Romeo. What is it? The Tonale?
Because he kept doing the Tonale. But it looks very much like that.
Yeah.
That thing, that Venta Black thing that we saw at the show, isn't it? Do you think it's bigger than Ativa?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it might. It'll be like this lah, with the coupe. You put it next to a GLC, regular GLC. It's kind of hard to tell which one's bigger.
Okay.
I think it's going to be the same size in front, but sloped at the back, so maybe a bit
But
smaller.
wheelbase will be much longer.
Yeah.
So the interior space will feel much.
It will look like a bigger car.
Yeah.
But I think the back seat will be a bit more comfortable.
Because of the head. Yeah, because it's. I was like, why got Star on Perodua? Star was never on your checklist.
Suddenly got the HRV slope at the back.
Then I was looking at that build quality lah. Then I was looking at the Xingyuan, the Must 5 with a black plastic piece at the side. I'm like, I hope they don't screw it up. But if Perodua price it right, it's a winner lah. 60,000 without a battery is possible.
Yeah. I think I think they can. I hope they can.
Yeah.
And I hope they do. I hope they don't like do opportunistic pricing and try.
That means the whole car lah,
Yeah.
with the battery 80
Yeah. Or less.
or 79.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's doable. Of course, less better lah. But how much they can? Because I was sitting down, I asked myself how much the battery. The battery is 30 kilowatt, right?
30 plus.
30. Let's say 30 kilowatt at 100 USD. It's about 12,000 ringgit. Packaging, everything. I don't know lah. Another 5.
This is supposed to be the year of the sodium battery, right?
Not so fast. Not so fast already, man.
I think in phones already they started.
Oh, is it?
If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that would be cheaper. Oh.
Yeah. And they're working directly with CATL. Maybe they will come in with the cheaper batteries.
Yeah.
Leapfrog, Geely.
Then no need to lease the damn battery already. You know, the battery swap also no need to swap already. You know why? That's why I was looking at Neo's approach, and then the battery swap. I said, wow, swap in 5 minutes. I'm thinking, there's a lot of things to iron out. What if my battery state of charge was 100,
Yeah.
and then I get a 90? I would be pissed, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to iron out. Then I realized, hey, what if I can charge in 10 minutes?
Then this whole infrastructure is just thrown away.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Because I charge in 10 minutes, you swap in 10 minutes.
Yeah. But to build out the entire charging, I mean the battery
Swapping,
swap infrastructure.
Not cheap, oh.
For one brand.
Oh.
Dude.
It doesn't work, one.
Doesn't work, yeah.
And then if you can't convince the rest of the world to join you,
You're dead.
it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, and then if battery gets cheaper, then there's no reason to lease one. If it's 10,000 ringgit, how much is a gearbox? It's 10,000 ringgit.
Yeah.
You get what I
Doesn't
mean?
mean you lease your gearbox.
Yeah, you don't lease your gearbox, what? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's no reason to lease your battery, right? So I asked myself, how much is the shell? Okay lah, let's say the shell is 20,000 for Perodua. The battery, pad, another 15. All right, so 25,000. 25,000. Motor, 8 or 7. Motor with system involved, another 10. So another 18, 20 lah. Let's say 20 plus 25, 45. No way they can deliver an Axia lah, let's put it this way. It's off without the seats and all this, it's going to be 45. You add those things in, another 10, 55. 55, you can't sell at 60. It's a bit dangerous. 65 to 70 is possible.
Yeah.
That's why I felt as well when you talk about Wuling Pingguo. I keep saying this is in a precarious position because Perodua, if they really try, I think 75 is doable.
Yeah. And what's the most expensive Perodua on sale now? It's around there.
It's around there, ma.
72 for the Activa.
Yeah.
Full spec.
Nobody's going to buy Activa already.
But people love the Activa.
Yeah. I see a lot on the road,
yeah.
correct. But if that thing comes at 75,
Yeah. Or 80, touching 80.
or 78 or whatever, it's no reason to buy a Activa unless it doesn't come with the battery. But if it doesn't come with the battery, no reason to buy the car also, because you might as well go E5. Sorry, not E5. A Mas 5,
Yeah.
right? Because a Mas 5 cannot be 100, ma. Starting is definitely 81, I tell you, or 80 plus.
80 plus.
No reason, what?
Yeah.
So then you have your.
So what
Pingguo.
has to happen is a Mas 5 has to launch way before the Perodua.
They should, one. No, I don't understand what is this testing 1 year. The car is on the road in China. No need test already. Put on your badge and roll it out.
That badge needs to be conditioned for humidity.
They are. I don't understand. Hey, roll it off now before the Perodua come. Perodua come, you're gonna die, man.
Yeah. You know, set the standard, show Perodua like, hey, now you gotta work and bring that
Start at 80, then Perodua is
plan.
like, imagine if the Mas 5 start at 79, 800. I can imagine a Perodua. Because then they have to go 72 or 73.
Yeah.
Then they're like, I have to take this off, take that off, take ADAS off.
Yeah.
69.
The other thing is, I don't know how big the battery is going to be.
I know, right? I can't be lower than 30, right?
You never know.
Because Pingguo is quite small.
Bingo is very small. Yeah.
They have a 30 one.
It's like a 320 km.
No, less than that.
Less than that.
Oh no.
300 plus,
Yeah, 300 plus, 300 plus. Yeah. Yeah. So Pingguo, I would say Pingguo is awkward because Pingguo cannot be 60 lah. China is 50 plus, ma. Well, but we do it here unless they manage to get it 60, then different story.
Yeah.
Then between Pingguo and Perodua, I save money or I go bigger.
Yeah.
I save money or I go bigger, right?
Yeah.
But if you go 70, then there's no choice already. Because there's not much space. Between 70 to 90, right? Which is a must. We know it's going to be 90, what?
Yeah.
Right now. So between 70 and 90, you don't have a lot of space. Oh. You have 20,000, that's where you slot your Perodua P2 there.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I don't want to be them, man. Life's not cool, man.
Yeah, they got the brand equity, I think, Perodua at this point. You know, a lot of people would not buy a Chinese car if Proton didn't come in with
it's true.
XT.
It's true. Imagine now P1 and P2 both Chinese or Thai.
Well, I mean, they were both Japanese before.
Oh yeah, they were both Japanese before.
I was just thinking when I was shooting my Perodua, my Proton Perdana reviews, I was like, 30 years ago, Proton went to their foreign partner and said, can we please have a D segment sedan? And then they got the Perdana. And now, 30 years later, they go to their foreign partner, can I please have an EV? Oh yeah, you take Galaxy.
Is there a Geely D segment sedan that we can use as a national carrier? Wait. I think Galaxy is launching a new one that 120,000 ringgit sedan fighting. Yeah, it's called Sing something. Huge, a good looking one. It's called
New Perdana.
It's called Galaxy Geely Galaxy Starship 8.
Starship.
Oi, gorgeous way.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, look at that. This is the Han fighter.
Wow.
Oh.
PHEV.
Got PHEV, got EV also.
Oh, the back is gorgeous.
Oh.
The front looks a bit generic.
A bit generic, but that's how I realize that's how Galaxy look. They all look a bit generic one. Right not? But gorgeous way, look at that. Oh, I like. Look at that. Wow, coupe-like roof way. Wow.
The back looks Italian almost.
Oh, almost, oh. Wow, look at that. Yo, imagine this is our Perdana. Oh, finally. Wow, interesting time.
Yeah.
We live in very interesting time. Things are changing so fast.
Thanks, China.
It's not just that this year, I tell you, 2025 is the year China win until tired. That's what's his name? That's what not Elon Musk, Trump said, right? You will be winning until you.
You're so sick of winning.
Yeah, tired of winning, right? But it turns out it was China. First of all, China was waiting for an opportunity to get their cars. Do you know that that China and US agreed to a 90-day
the tariff suspension.
Yeah. China back to 10 or something like that. Here's the best part. Some news along the line. Apparently all the EV makers in China are now getting ready for their cars to enter the US shore. So what China was waiting for, I realized this, 2018 when the first trade war happened and then the tech war happened, China was caught off guard. Then from 2018, especially in 2020, I remember Xi Jinping had a speech. And I listened to it, I remember just off my head, I just remember one thing. It's like, if China do this, die lah we all. Which is what Xi Jinping says, he's talking to the entrepreneurs in China. Get ready to re-gear your supply and demand, he says. Concentrate on local demand. Once you satisfy local demand, then export will happen or doesn't happen, it becomes a bonus. Basically, it's a tool circulation thing, whatever. Basically, recalibrate. Don't want China to be export oriented.
Oh.
And this is 2020. I remember thinking, die lah like that. Then cars wise, we're not going to get international standards and whatnot. I'm thinking like that lah because I'm thinking from a car point of view. But I realized this. He was preparing for Trade War 2. Because when Trade War 2 comes, he says, whoa, you cannot go US. He says, it makes a difference. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. You want to increase my tariff. It hurts, but it's not going to kill me. But here's the thing. If I do even half of that to you, you will come begging me to drop it. Now, when you come begging me to drop it, I'm not just going to say, okay lah, you drop me, I drop you lah.
You're going to ask for something.
Number one, that EV is going to get into your country, whether you like it or not. You get me? So, waiting for a trade war, it came. The trade war was a blessing for China, man. And then, I tell you, and then the Chinese manufacturer are all using this as an excuse to sell cheaper to Southeast Asia. I received so many. I said, US cancellation of order. We are now giving Southeast Asia. You saw that?
I've seen that.
I looked at the price. Actually, it's roughly the same as the price I bought 8 years ago. But I mean, considering 8 years ago,
yeah. So inflation corrected pricing.
it is a bit cheaper lah, but not much lah. To be honest, it's roughly the same one. Then China was waiting for a war mah, because Chinese military tech is not tested what. But then you want to show the world that you can do it, you must fight lor. Fighting means economy. Right or not?
Yeah. Total war economy.
No good. Then Pakistan and India go and each other. And then the Chinese almost retired jet beats the Rafale because of the integrated system that they have. And Chinese defense stock suddenly shot up. They don't even need to fire a bullet. Pakistan was the one doing it. And now people are cancelling Rafale order, and countries that originally wanted to order the J-10 are now reordering J-10s because J-10s are cheap. You know what happened, right, between India and...
The propaganda that I got fed is that the little duel they had in the sky, the Indian and missiles kind of came up on top or something like that.
Yeah, but then you lost your Rafale. 6 Rafale were shot down.
Oh,
remember Modi said if we had the Rafale, things would change. Remember? I saw he said that.
Okay.
Because it was like... Because Dubai, I tell you, this French was so much. My jets are like this, you know. I need to see whether you are worthy to buy my jets. It create that LV, no, not LV, that Birkin demand. Whether you're friend enough with me, then only I can sell you. You know, like somebody commented on Bobby, it's quite funny, about the jet. And said, we must take into account the depreciation of the jet. Bobby was like, there's no depreciation when it comes to jets, man. Because once it's decommissioned, you can sell to Taiwan 3 times the original price. You get what I mean? No, there's no such thing as second-hand value of jets. It can actually go up significantly higher.
Into the black market.
So what happened was that so they got their Rafale. India didn't fully pay for it yet because it's not fully delivered yet. So India didn't get paid for it. They didn't pay fully lah, but it was advanced. So 1-to-1, there's no way the Rafale is going to lose to a J-10. J-10 is a 80s plane. The Rafale was a 2000 plane. So
J-10 is based on Russian tech.
It was. I'm sure it was because it was developed in the 80s by the Chinese. So I'm sure it's based on Russian tech at that time, but updated. But even the Chinese are starting to retire the J-10s because J-10s are quite old already. But the J-10 carries PL-15 missiles, which is Chinese developed missile, which they are also retiring because Chinese don't use PL-15s anymore. PL-15's range is about 100 kilo. They're using PL-17 and PL-20, which is 300 to 400 kilo. So we're talking 3 times the distance. But in any case, what happened was, in a direct dogfight, there's no way the J-10 can win. But what happened was, there was anti-aircraft ground-to-air missile detection system. The Rafale came. Rafale knew that Pakistan has that system. That system was aiming and locking on to the Rafale. So the Rafale knew. Of course, when people are locking onto you, you know.
Yeah.
So what the pilots in the Rafale did was they were taking evasive maneuver anticipation of the ground-to-air missile system. The ground-to-air missile system, I do not know whether it's AI or it's human intervention or human decision. Locked on but didn't fire. I let you pass, but I'm locking you, I'm letting you. But the lock was sent as data to an aircraft fortress, the flying fortress thing, basically the giant flying radar thing, at the back 400 kilo away, at a position that the Rafale cannot hit.
Okay.
Send it to that, and that thing commanded the J-10s under its wings to fire the PL-15 way out of range from the Rafale.
Oh, wow.
So the Rafale was shot down 6. First day was 3. In the second, the longest, the biggest air fight, they say, the biggest air fight since World War II. Another 3 was shot down. 3, this is the first day. Now it's 5. The Chinese, what is saying 6. 3 wreckage was found. So how many down? I don't know.
At least 3 lah.
At least 3. It was the SAM sharing the location with the Air Fortress. Air Fortress feeding the instruction to the
fighter
JTAMs.
jets. Yeah.
The fighter jets shoot the PL blind. The PL-15 was flying blind one. They don't know what they're shooting at. But the PL-15 was guided by the Fortress.
SAM.
So basically they're using outdated tech, but in a integrated manner. And India was very angry at the French. India said they don't want to pay for it, but the remainder.
India's cancelling the order or just like
the remainder lah. I don't know lah. But I don't think you can so easily say you don't want to pay one, because if people don't support your existing Rafale, you also die.
Yeah.
How many Rafale does India have? Because the Gen 4.5 was Gen 4.5. I think they have at least 50 units.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got to have your support for that.
Yeah, you got no spare parts, man.
But India doesn't buy from the US, their jets.
I don't know. I think they have some, but they're older one.
I heard they bought also a lot of Russian.
Yeah, they also bought. They bought the S400. The S400 didn't detect the J10s. S400 failed to shoot down the J10. I mean, the fact that no J10s were shot down means that the S400 is not working. S400 air defense system, India. This is Russia one. This one is from Russia, but didn't shoot down any J10s. But that being said, Pakistan didn't fly into India. The PL-15 was fired from Pakistan. They didn't fly into India. Where else the Indian planes was not shot down in Pakistan. It was at the border in Kashmir.
Oh.
Yeah. The PL-15 was flying into India, but was not fired from inside India. So the entire exchange was at the border, but they got one female pilot, Indian female pilot.
Shut down.
She ejected and then landed in the Pakistan side. So interesting, man. We shall see.
Okay. What a weird episode.
Yeah, so China was waiting for a trade war. They got it.
Yeah.
China was waiting for a war, which doesn't include themselves. They got it. It's called China winning until cannot. It's what Trump said lah. Win until tired. You get so tired of winning, man. Yeah, but US pulled the handbrake on the trade war right before shit gets real.
Yeah. It's such a bad look. Makes you look like a fucking idiot. But the 10% base tariff is still there.
Base tariff is still there. 10%. 10% is better than Malaysia lah, because I'm buying some solar parts. Fuck man, I have to calculate. What if the government give me 30? Yeah. What if the government give me 100?
With camera also, I'm like, oh shit, should I buy this from eBay? I don't know what the tax is going to be.
You don't know what, Malaysia? Oh, your headache, man.
You come only, then you get a message from custom or come and collect your thing. Then come and get whacked.
Wow, die, man. If they gonna you 100%, you die, man.
Yeah.
This is the uncertainty that we have. We're much worse than US actually.
We should have brought back GST. This flat rate 6%, whatever it is.
But it doesn't apply to cars. Yeah. Okay, anyway, that's cars and coconut, is it?
Yeah.
Cars and coconut.
More or less.
AMG edition.
For first half of 2025. That's why it's a mega episode.
Mega episode.
Right.
Okay, nice.
Bye-bye.